Good morning. It is Thursday, September 19th, 2024, back here for Daily Shakeup number 953. Today, I want to share with you a question and perhaps a strategy, or at least an intention that I stumbled upon just this past week. I've had a lot of networking calls this week, different contexts, different constructs, different communities. And in one of these conversations, somewhere in the conversation, this question popped into my head. And I said to this other person, in the last week or so, what are the five most significant conversations you've had? Who were those people and why were the conversations significant? And I ended up asking, by the way, several people that question because it seemed to go well the first time. But the first time the response was, wow, that's a really good question. I don't think I've ever thought about that. They proceeded to think back and came up with 4 or 5 conversations that were really significant for them. And what turned out to be interesting was the most significant conversations had a pattern or a theme as to why they were significant. In that first case, it was because of certain things going on in their life right now. And my response to that was, it sounds like those conversations are really serving you well. Then my question became, in what ways can you create more intentionally those kinds of conversations? And so I started asking that question again of others, the same question. Most significant conversations, why are they significant? And how might you be able to recreate those kinds of conversations? And whether they're personal in nature, relational in nature, or business in nature, wouldn't it be great to have more and more of those significant conversations on purpose, almost like a strategy? And I've been using it in the last couple of days to think about what are the conversations I'm having, which are the more significant ones and why? Because ultimately we've got to kiss some frogs, right? To know what are the more significant conversations. They won't all be significant or not as completely significant, but maybe I can think differently about who I'm talking to, the context, where that conversation goes, so that they end up being more consistently significant. So that's my question for you. In the last week or so, what are the 5 most significant conversations you've had? Why were they significant? And in what ways might you be able to recreate that pattern of significant conversations on a more consistent and predictable way? That's it. Love to have your feedback about significant conversations.